7:35. We have
You got an echo.
uh, a couple of I know this was a quick change in let me see if let me mute this one. That would be better than here. Oh, it's already muted. Okay. Because we have to change it. Normally we meet on the second Tuesday, but we couldn't. I'm gonna be away Thursday, and we decided to meet the first Tuesday. So I think for next year, we're gonna in June we'll take a vote to see if we could change it. I like the first week. You give us a lot of time to do our minutes and all of that stuff. So secretary we just text me is not feeling well. So I may need somebody to take some notes for us. And we'll do that. Okay? So we're going to be starting with a presentation from Brick Arts Media. And we'd like to introduce
Rob Gilmore.
Rob Gilmore from our media to come to talk to us. So if you face the camera over here on that side, then people will be able to see.
See if I can come over.
You could face the on that side.
Sit here.
No, right next to him. Yeah. Because that's where it's going.
Can you see if I see?
Yeah, you could see that, so we could see it. Oh, this is great. The floor is yours.
I'm not sure exactly what you want me to talk about.
We
because I
want
don't-
to know what BRICS is all about
Mhm.
and how can BRICS and the community board work together.
All right. So it would probably be better if I knew more about the community board and exactly what your functions are. But basically, in a nutshell, what Brick Arts Media is the media house of Brooklyn. Our main component is the public access station, which is Brooklyn Free Speech. So if any cable company runs through Brooklyn, we are the ones who set up for community to have some type of cable show. We train people on how to create their own cable shows, how to create podcasts. Anything in media, we do media education. We also go out to the public schools. We teach youth. We teach the youth in Brooklyn Public Schools on how to create media, how to do podcasting, and different things like that. Anything media related, this is what Brick covers. On the flip side of that, we have galleries. So we are the gallery space of downtown Brooklyn. And what we do is we give local artists the opportunity to showcase their work. It's very competitive, so they compete. They compete for installations in our spaces. And then we have Celebrate Brooklyn. Right now we're gearing up for Celebrate Brooklyn initiative. So this is a summer concert, so every borough has like a summer concert series. We've been doing Celebrate Brooklyn for 45 years, so we're about to release our lineup on this Wednesday coming. So if you check our website at brickartsmedia.org, you'll be able to see exactly what the lineup is going to be for this summer concert series at Celebrate Brooklyn. So we just offer a well-rounded arts opportunity dealing with music, different contemporary arts, and also media arts. And it's very family friendly. Anybody can come and get some instructions in the gamut of what we offer. I'm happy to answer any questions.
You said you had some question about the community board, so let me give you a brief synopsis. We as a community board do. Community board, as established by the city charter, is the first level of interaction with the city. Based on the city charter, we have certain responsibilities. For example, if somebody's going to put up a new building, we have to have a hearing. So we're here to advocate for the community. Let's say big building gonna take away the shadow from the botanical garden, the shadow from the park. We are the first people out there to go and fight for that. And then we have to give the approval that goes then to the board president office and then to the city planning commission. That's one area. We have the community board consists of various committees. One of the most important committees is the safety committee. Safety committee deal with the precinct to get an idea what the security situation that's there. One of the major things for the safety committee is to make recommendation for liquor license for any establishment that going to be serving liquor restaurant in the community. We have to give that recommendation. And all the time our recommendation that the liquor authority, if we have a very negative situation, yes, sometimes people will not get their license every year. We also have the environmental committee where members make sure the cleanliness and certain things will happen. One of the most important committees is the ULUP committee. Land use committee. Any new building that's coming in, we have to have a meeting, we have to have a position, we have to have a vote to send to the board. We also have housing committee. People that deal, that try to advocate for housing for everybody in the community. More or less, most of that information. So like we say, we are a city agency.
Right.
Most of people in those committees are volunteers that apply to serve the city, and the board president at this time is the one, as people apply, that determine who they assign. So we elect our own chair, vice chair, and they are obliged to make those decisions. So we have to follow all the rules for any city agency. For certain information, like freedom of information regarding a certain people, we express to the need of the community board. And our community board, if I want to define it, goes from Utica Avenue to Ocean Avenue, east to west, and from Eastern Parkway, half of Eastern Parkway, all the way to Parkside.
Oh wow.
So it's a huge area. So we have an education committee that do a lot of activity. For example, they have an education panel this year. And they're having another career fair for the kids within the area. We have the educational library that is the local public library, so we have somewhat of a say-so. This committee is the Park Recreation and Culture Committee. So we're here to advocate for the green spaces, park. We are an integral part of the Prospect Park Alliance. There is one member of that committee every year that is assigned to be our president of the Prospect Park Alliance. And one of the good things for that, if you are the person, you automatically get a free membership to PBA.
Nice.
We deal with the botanical garden, like you, they come and do presentation, we do as much activity there. So that gives you an idea. We are looking for Brett because we could work with Brett to bring programs to the community. For example, our concern in the Parks community, throughout the summer, we like to bring activities to the different parks in relation. And one of the things I have, and I think people should probably join us, we're working on a biannual conference of all the community, park recreation community of Berkeley, where we will find how they deal with all the parks, how they make, where they could get money, because a lot of the time the park department said they don't have enough money to keep the park clean, to do this and that.
Right.
So those kind of things we want to do that. We're working on that proposal for 2 years. It's almost. Hopefully by next September we'll have it, and then we'll invite all the different organizations and community to see what can we do to make the park. Not only the park, we talk about the community gardens and the playground. So because a lot of these small parks get really neglected.
So I think there's two main things, or maybe even three main things that we can do. If you guys want to have a table during the Celebrate Brooklyn series, that could be arranged. We also have a date for family night where you can make sure that people in the community know. You could be the extension of our marketing team and let people know
Right.
when family night is happening at Celebrate Brooklyn. And then we can also have a night, it could be the same night or a separate night, where a representative from the community board can come and address the crowd on any initiative that you have going on. So these are the things, I would just need to know who's the contact person so I can make these things happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the contact person for most of us is artistic manager, which is Dante, and for the committee, most likely it will be me, so I'll share my information with you before you leave, so that way we could do that. One other thing I want to add is that we are having a community resource fair. I think it's the 7th or 8th of June. We haven't decided on the date because we've been doing mostly on Saturday. This time we're trying, depending on how many say they can come on Sunday, we may have it on Sunday. It's a table at one of the parks, and we get a lot of the city agency, hospital, and the other co-op, and then we have people in the area come and get information about the different things.
Oh,
So we'll pass that information to you.
yes, we definitely could be present there because we have a lot of workforce initiatives. Our new president, Wes Jackson, has orchestrated a lot of workforce initiatives for people in the community who come through BRIC and they want certain media education so they can launch their careers from BRIC into the commercial world. So these opportunities are definitely here.
Oh, wonderful. Anybody have any questions?
When is family night?
They didn't release yet. This is what I was telling guys. They're gonna release the lineup
Okay.
on Wednesday,
Okay.
and it'll be in that brochure.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. Is there any plans for BRIC to enter the schools to encourage people to?
Well, actually, we are in the school. We have a very robust program with the New York City school system. We're actively going into the schools and teaching our media curriculum.
Right.
We're inviting the students into BRIC and we're walking them through the studio spaces. They're creating content. So the media education constantly grows every year. But if you find a school who's interested in media education and we're not present there, they just have to reach out to us.
Well, that would be great. Maybe what we can do is probably arrange a presentation
Yes.
for our youth and education committee and let them know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what can happen, because this is one of the things ourselves have been interested. We try to initiate programs to bring a lot more planting and different activities in the school also.
Yes.
And also you will help us understand how you navigate this
Yes.
and this other stuff.
So
There's a lot of possibilities.
my contacts are here. If you want to, the orange cards are here.
Okay.
Any separate initiative that you want, anybody can email me and I'll get it to the right person because I'll dispatch to the right department
Okay.
to make sure those things happen. But like I said, the youth programming is very solid. We bring in people. We have a summer program that's coming up. We always have a summer camp program
Okay.
where we teach people media in the studios.
So do you have summer jobs for these young people also?
Absolutely. So we have different institutions that we deal with. We deal with the Summer Youth Employment Agency. So what we could do if you're interested in that for the youth, we'll tell you the agency we're dealing with.
Okay.
They'll deal with the agency and they'll funnel them to BRIC. Yeah.
Then now definitely interested in
Yeah,
that.
I think
And
we
this
deal with
is-
like 3 or 4 different. We deal with CUNY, Summer Youth Employment, and some free arts.
Okay.
So it's different institutions that we deal with that if you could send the children there and let them know that they want to come to BRIC specifically for media
Okay.
training, they can go through those.
Yeah, because what we have also, before I forget, every Friday, we have an e-blast.
E-blast.
We've
That's
been
what-
accumulating a lot of email from as many people in the community. So whatever activity you're doing, it could come at every Friday for us.
Yes,
On
yes.
our e-blast, you send it to the office, to Calvin or Dante, and then we'll get that.
Yeah, we can do
Okay?
that.
That was my next question.
I had a question, but I forgot. I'll come back to that.
That was my next
What's the
question.
age group? What's your age group?
Well, it depends. So we teach everyone. Youth media is anyone under 18. and the other media is for anyone 18 and over. So when you're dealing with the public school system, we're only dealing with folks that are 18 and under, or under 18, and then above 18 is adult education, and that's mainly what you see with these media catalogs that I have here. Those are the 18 and over. We don't have brochures, we don't have brochures for the youth media because that's a total different curriculum. And they try to shape it to the different schools that they go into. They go into junior high schools and they go also into high schools.
Well, this is the question. We also deal with a lot of visual artists. So we also Brooklyn Museum that we work with also. Usually we have a representative that interfaces with Brooklyn Museum. One of the things we've been trying to do in our resource fair, bring local artists to expose their art within the space where we are. So we're trying. So I know that Briggs does some visual art activities also.
Yeah, we have a solid artist in residency program. It's a competitive program where local artists sign up and they submit their content. It's an application process where, they enter their names, the history and the art, some of their art pieces, and then they have a selection process where they would select who would be the artist in residency, which you would be supported for a period of time, off-site, to create whatever your medium is. Most of that stuff happens in the downtown Brooklyn area, but not necessarily in the main brick building. And we also have some property over in Dumbo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So all these initiatives exist.
Right, so
Yes.
probably have to
Keep
come
them
together with a
active,
nice collaboration in the various areas.
Yeah.
Because the way we have this committee, we have different people that report for each of the agencies. Ms. Swain have been chosen to be the liaison between Brick and this community.
Excellent.
So she'll be interfacing with Unified World, okay?
Yes.
Any other question?
Came in late, so.
So I want to try to move to the agenda, so let's go back a little bit. Maybe, I don't think everybody introduced them, but he introduced himself.
No.
So let's see who's here. Why don't you introduce yourself, who you are, so that would also serve as our roll call.
All right, I'm David Romeo, community member, been in the committee for some years now. Thanks.
I'm Elizabeth Rogers. I am a self-published author and recently became a community producer at Brick.
Oh, okay. I'm Gloria Briggs, and lived in the community 56 years. I manage a garden for close to 40 years.
Thanks.
And it's a huge garden, and we deal with youths. At some point, we used to have the school,
Prospect
Heights. We used to have students from there, and they also would get a little stipend, and they worked well for a while. But it stopped. But we need to do more for the students there, because a lot of them, I find, are just hanging out. They're not getting the education what they should get, and we need a little strong force on that issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I'm Lillian Denise. I'm a board member. That's all I got.
Online, we have Abigail, who's our representative for the Major Answer Center. You want to say a few words, Abigail? Unmute. And everybody could see you.
Hi everyone, I'm sorry I couldn't make it there. Bricks is the name of the
Organization.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's BRIC, Brick.
Hi.
There we are. Sure. Oh, she's up there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Go on and see you.
You can see me?
Yes.
Let me introduce or reintroduce. So I also sit on the board for Major Owens Health and Wellness Community Center. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today. I had an emergency out of the country. But I didn't really get outside of the public school system. What else is Bricks doing? They're working with young adults as well.
Yeah, so primarily we do public access television. So if you are a lifelong Brooklyn resident, you might remember BCAT,
Yep.
Right, yes.
Brooklyn Cable Access Television.
I remember.
Well, that still exists, but it's just under a different name called Brooklyn Free Speech.
Yes.
The parent company of Brooklyn Free Speech is BRIC, B-R-I-C. That used to stand for Brooklyn Information and Culture. It just goes by BRIC now. Right? So that's one division of BRIC. The other division of Celebrate Brooklyn is the summer concerts we do in Prospect Park. And then the third part of BRIC is contemporary arts. This is where we commission artists in residencies to create their different arts, and we have different galleries that we display. So those are the major three divisions of BRIC. In the media side, we also go out to schools and teach children on how to create television programs, how to create podcasting, and anything that's dealing with any type of audio or visual recording.
What schools are you currently in?
I don't have the list of that. That would be from the youth media department. But they're all junior high schools or high schools. And we're open to any school in Brooklyn that wants to have a program, whether they visit us on site at 647 Fulton or they have us go out there. Because we have a lot of rotating teaching artists.
Okay.
And they also have adult classes, so if you want to learn something, you can go too.
These are facts. These are facts.
Could get yourself your own program based on your
Yeah.
interests.
Yep, we'll train you how to do it.
Yep.
Yep. That's why I invited Elizabeth Rogers, because she was coming to our poetry slam initiatives that we have every month for the community. It's a free program where poets come, big audience in our ballroom.
Oh, when's the next one? I want to come.
You just missed it.
What day?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Where was it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have one every month, but she was curious enough to come upstairs and find out what else BRIC is about. And what she found out is, because she's an author, what I did was I gave her a tour and I showed her how much podcasting can complement the book that she wrote.
Right.
How much studio production and creating content within a television studio could complement the book that she wrote. So I just made the connections and made things make sense. And she hasn't left BRIC ever since. She just got picked to host the BRIC Community Producers Award.
Oh, okay.
So she was on
Congrats.
the red carpet.
Right, the Be Free Award?
The
Yes.
Be Free Awards.
This past Saturday.
Spent a lot of time.
And this was because she's gone through the training, which built her confidence to become a host, and they hired her to be the host for the award show.
All right, sister.
So just that quickly, and this is what we do for community, right? You think you have a talent, and we show you that you actually you do have that talent.
Yeah.
Your name is Gilmore?
My name is Gilmore, well, one L.
I was raised in Fort Greene,
Uh-huh.
and there was a family that lived in the next building from me, the Gilmores. I just wondered.
We're probably related.
Uh-oh.
Which building was you in?
I
was
don't
in
know all the
81 North
Gilmores.
Portland.
Okay, you was on the far side. Okay.
I was across the street from Cumberland
Yeah.
Street Hospital,
Cumberland Hospital.
Cumberland, yeah.
and the Gilmores is in the next building over.
I'd like to
Oh,
tell
you was in
people
the
this.
island.
The people who own the Gilmore Funeral Homes, though, that's my family. So we like to tell people that we'll see you at the end.
Oh no, I see. I can't.
One, I think we have but one last thing. Mentioning Poetry Slam. We would love to schedule at the various playground and parks, those activities.
Yes,
So this is something we can do.
absolutely.
We also like to touch the seniors.
Yes.
So those kind of things, because we have a lot of the playground, the kids are there, there's not much activities going on. I think Romeo has a playground within his block, there's hardly anything happening there, yet you have a lot of children playing. So
Right.
those are the kind of things we could plan, even though the community board one is for July and August.
Mhm.
Well, we could plan an activity that still take place during the summer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, so the folks that we're in a partnership with the people who organize the poetry slams, they do actually go off site periodically. It's not always in Brick House. Sometimes they go off site, so that would be perfect for that.
Okay.
And also, if you have community members who are interested in being trained in media, a lot of ideas that you come up with can be spearheaded by people from the community who belong to the community board, who can get trained in media and actually do these initiatives. You have someone already here. Her name is Billy Martin. She's part of the community board. I actually supported one of the initiatives she did at Clara Barton School a few weeks ago. There was a meeting there. She's a certified community producer.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it's folks like her who you can get to actually galvanize and create, and
Okay.
because she has access to all the resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to thank Mr. Gilmore. What's your
Yeah.
first name again?
Robert.
Robert Gilmore. I know I had a good friend named Tina Gilmore, so hopefully you guys are related.
She's definitely my cousin.
So thank you. We are looking forward for long collaboration,
Yes.
partnership
Yes.
to bring as much art to this community but as possible.
Absolutely. As soon as you guys
I gotta
reach
get
out,
on it.
we'll just respond.
Right.
Um,
So the work is on our
I
end
went to
and we
school
start bringing the idea and communicate them.
Yes.
So what they
Yep.
do there?
Yeah, for TV production, all of that.
Naima,
But it's been a long time.
Naima used to
So
be
I'll be like
our
refreshing.
art representative.
No, I haven't-
It was very.
She no longer that
My
that she could
experience
do
there was
that,
awesome.
and she
See,
did some other
I went to high
stuff.
school for it.
As a matter of
Then I wound up
fact,
graduating from BNCC with a degree in communication.
Join us as
And so
liaisons.
we did
They
studio
are-
production.
They have not, they say they're interested, but they have not seen somebody.
And I
else.
loved
Hopefully
it.
when
The only
we
thing I
start
didn't
back
like was the
in
editing
September,
part. I don't have
we will
patience.
have the full
Nope.
complement of that and
And so
then
we're
we
working
start
Brick
with
would be
that
helpful
with
to her
making
situation.
podcasts.
Right?
I was thinking brick
Ooh,
would be
cut slice.
helpful to her
Oh,
situation.
I tried it. I got a headache. I said, no, that's all right. Y'all let somebody else do that. I'll do anything else. But I'm
Dusty
doing it.
Gallery, that's one of the, I don't know if you know the Dusty Gallery, but one of the first black galleries, which is the last community, we've been there
Right
since.
now, I go there.
I mean, I got to
every
the gallery in the exhibits.
Right now.
So,
I'm
Wow.
Dusty is well known, she's one of the founder of the art on Fulton Street. So the gallery is open on Fridays and have shows on a regular basis
So
Okay.
it's
on
just
that.
helping with
And that may be something we
emotions and
can
things
cover
of that
when
nature.
she
So
actually
one
shows
thing at a
because
time.
this was the gallery catered to black artists. That, you know,
Oh, okay.
like I said, over 50
Right now,
years.
and then I
Wow, that's
also
great.
get some
Grandfather,
volunteers to come in. I
She's
just make a
teaching
flyer
the
to the
community.
teens. or,
Well, I can tell you now,
who wants to come in and have
My
those
my
conversations
position is
together.
community impact, but the overarching
Yeah, so you have
position is
to-
partnerships.
Okay.
So I have
So
no,
if
no,
any
no,
of
I had the
these
flyer already. I
organizations
have it
is looking for some
distributed
type of
within
partnerships where we
put
can
up the
complement each
website,
other.
things of that nature. But the
And
book
mainly
is out
that
there,
looks
so
like
I
training
believe that it's gonna
folks
bring in and
on
attract
the
right
media
people.
and how to
Yeah.
capture what they're doing and have that
See, I
media
wanna do.
show on
I
our
wanna
channel
come to the
Okay.
poetry
to pretty
slam.
much promote what you're doing.
Right.
I thank you very much, Robert. And I hope this is not the last time. I will be seeing you one more again.
Yes,
Thank you
whenever
for
you
what
invite me,
done.
I will
I've been
show
writing since
up.
I
I
was a kid.
appreciate it.
But
I
I
will
never
share you
came.
my contact
The ones I got when I
information.
was a kid, but I still got the
Before I
ones.
forget.
And
Yes.
sometimes it just comes out my head and I say,
That's the download.
Okay. So this is my card
I
with
wrote on
both,
napkins.
and also my email and
I
telephone
wrote on
number there.
napkins.
Excellent.
Because somebody told me, if you think about it,
All
don't wait
right.
because you might forget
Let's
it.
going back to
So just
the
write it.
agenda.
Whatever's the-
Right.
Okay, we did go for paper to December
My
1st.
notes on my phone. I'm
No,
a writer
it's you.
as well.
Yeah.
Each new.
I love it.
Now, I don't think we have a quorum.
Right, so we can't do the.
We cannot really make any recommendation to
You over
the
there,
executive committee for that, but we'll just see
My
what
daughter was trying to get
information we
away, but they
have
had
and how we
closed
think we share with you
application.
guys. So Representative Prospect Park Alliance could not make it today. Brooklyn Museum, Dartner. Botanical Garden, we didn't get, Brenda's not here. Break we got. Prospect Park Zoo, they contacted, Brenda contacted them. Hopefully we'll have them next month because they say they cannot make the meeting after 6 o'clock. We do have Abigail from the Major Owens Wellness Center. Is there anything you want to tell us what's happening at the Major Owens Wellness Center?
There is a new operator that I mentioned, I think last month, Asphalt Green, and the soccer team that was there is no longer there. We are looking for events to take place in the community or community oriented at the Health and Wellness Center. We're also looking to bring more activities for our community seniors. We're looking for, this summer, I think there will be a senior water aerobics class. I know that they have children's ballet and other dance classes. We still have Asphalt Green offering soccer programs. New Heights is offering basketball. Ifatayo does dance and African arts. We have Digital Girl also teaching media and coding and that sort of computer-oriented programs. I know Digital Girls. We have Huitica, the West Indian Days Association, Carnival Association, and I know they also have Steel Pan, and they have some dance classes. But we have a lot going on, and we're looking forward to really encouraging the community to come out and utilize the services that we offer at Major Owens Health and Wellness.
Thank you for that. Your question?
Yeah. So the dance classes and the classes that you was just talking about, are they for adults or kids or?
The dance classes at Ifatayo are for children. The ballet is also for children, but I think they do offer, Ifatayo has an adult dance program or class. But I'll have to get back to you. If you could send me a text and remind me.
Okay.
That question, adult classes. But I know we have there was a senior chair yoga, but we really want to embrace our seniors and encourage them to come to the community center.
Right. Okay.
To that end, the Health and Safety Committee will have in front of Assemblyman Cunningham a senior spa day and a senior thing. It would be a good idea, maybe to be part of that. I don't know the date at this time, but it definitely will be part of the e-blast, which is done by the chair of our Health and Safety Committee of the Community Board. So this is something to write for you could interface with them and then coordinate how we can bring a lot of stuff for seniors. Sometimes they're looking for space to do activities for seniors. They do various working with Kings County Hospital. They bring various speakers about different topics and so on and so forth. Okay. Sport facility and program. I understand I was informed at the last executive and general meeting that our resolution was approved by the community board. We're trying to get a catalog all the sports facilities, especially the one at the Board of Education, so we could let the community know where they can go take advantage of sports facilities. We started a live music venue and happening. Our secretary is working and is not here today, where we're trying to catalog and interact with those venues that have live music, so we could put it in our e-blast to let the community know. That's one of the things we started. Okay, now I'm going to go to the community garden update. So I'm going to look at the Union Street. Brenda's not here for the Maple Street. What can you tell us what's happening in the garden?
Well, in Union Street Garden, the garden, we've already started planning. We've did new boxes. We're overcrowded. We cannot accommodate very many more people.
So you all booked up?
Yeah, it's a blessing. But have a lot of volunteers. We have volunteers the first Saturday and Sunday of the month. I think we're going to have one also this Saturday as well. We do have a senior citizen event coming up, which will be the 29th of June. We have a breathing exercise class that's going to start. Youssef will be spearheading it, which will be starting this Saturday. I think it's 8:30 in the morning. And it's just growing. Garden is doing beautiful.
Okay. I just want to add, last Monday, I was on the panel for Earth Month at the Brooklyn Borough President Office talking about Greenpeace and promoting the idea of the annual conference. So I was part of the panel, and also we've been trying to fight for this garden to get its reparation. That's what I call it. Because the MTA came in and destroyed the garden when they were creating the subway entrance. For the last 20 years, they promised to fix it. They started to work on it. They had active fair on it. They had a wandering pavilion. Nothing's been done.
Wow.
So we're trying to push that. Maybe this is something we should do a television show about it.
I don't know. They gave a small amount of money,
Right.
but it was nothing in comparison to what should have been
We
given.
should give them because they told you what they wanted to do already. You have all that information.
Just the trees alone that they destroyed
Wow.
So this is a
crazy.
This is a fight I'm taking on, along with the situation of Mount Prospect, which I'm supporting, so they don't put that skate park or that skate garden. So these are the stuff.
Yeah, which would have took out a lot of trees and stuff,
Guys,
right?
this is the stuff we spoke about at the last Monday, and we had one member of the garden there to give out that information. But I think it's a good idea. If you could find one of the producers that would come and cover that stuff. We're trying to publicize that situation to get the people to do things. The garden is supposed to get their water because that's a citywide program. But have anybody contact you when they're gonna come?
No, not
The
at all.
money's been
It
allocated
has been out. Well, you know,
since
maybe
last year's budget.
Maybe I should speak to Crystal Hudson.
Speaks to Crystal Hudson. There was a schedule that I saw that way because Maple Sweet got their water,
Yeah.
and it was through the effort of the council person Rita Joseph. She took a lot of it to get all that money that was needed to get it done.
What was her name?
No, that was Crystal. For you, it's Crystal Hudson.
Yeah, but who's their council person?
Rita Joseph,
Rita Joseph.
which is a little bit south of me.
Okay.
Okay, because she came and had a big ceremony, large check and all this stuff. Because you need at least $45,000 to get this stuff done.
That's
But
right, it's
the-
very expensive.
It's very expensive. But the city last year's budget, had allocated the money to do that.
Okay.
But I don't know to what effort they have contacted the different community guys to know when they are coming.
Okay.
I know all the Maple Dresden were waiting to do a sculpture to cover all the pipe works to make it do that. So that's all they were waiting for. Okay?
That sounds good.
So I think if you know anybody interested in small story, come and interview Gloria and everybody in the garden.
So yes, the best way that this works, in my experience, is whatever. So say like with your garden group, if someone in your group is interested in media, send them to us. Let us train them.
Okay.
Because no one's gonna be more passionate than the person who comes from the group.
Right.
So we'll train them in media. They have access to the equipment. They go back and create those stories.
Okay.
Submit it to our programming department, and we'll constantly air that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Moving right along. Okay. I'm also making the call to get a lot more community resident member, which is another way to become part of the committee. Let's say you're interested in joining the committee, you submit your application to the board president and get chosen. I can appoint you.
Wow.
And you become a full voting member of that committee to help us decide and do the work that we do. So if you know anybody that's in the neighborhood that's interested, send it to us. Let me know. Because under our bylaws, I have that. That's the only little power I have. What is the little power I have? All right, like I said, the biannual conference update and planning. We have put together a committee that involved the Prospect Private Lines. They already agreed to host that conference. So we are already planning a 2-day activity conference. Hopefully we could get people in the media to cover it. And it's going to be 1 day of presentation, a second day a lot of hands-on within the park itself. With for some of their department will come and show people what's happening into the park and how to do that. Okay?
Did you ever speak to them about what happened with Mr. Green and?
No, I have not. This is Mr. Green. The concert at the park used to be funded by the youth department, and that all stopped. One of our goals, maybe that's what I'm talking about, having different presentation in the different parks, and that's one of the goals for that conference. I have a panel scheduled for that arts and entertainment within the park. Why can't we get the money to do it? That's one of the things we're hoping to do. The proposed date will be sometime in late September after the primary. So I'm going to be in contact. We have a committee that's working on it, and then hopefully by our last meeting in June, I'll have a lot more specific information.
Okay, because when I spoke to them about it, what happened to Mr. Green, those concerts was beautiful.
Yes.
Every Thursday.
For years, yes.
And someone said to me, I'm not mentioning names and stuff, they said, well, how many people would come out? I said, anyway, from 150, they said with no more than like 300. I said, well, all right, you can say that. They didn't seem like that was sufficient.
Right. They didn't think there are enough people but to do that. They would not find a way to. But I also do think you have such a beautiful garden, you have a nice place for concert and stuff like that, for presentation. This is one of the things like that, okay? So this is something we could work on, and we could work with specific project and plan, and that's one of the things I would love people in the committee to come with these ideas and see how we could implement them. Okay? Next is the end of fiscal year potluck gathering. So we did that before. We are hosted by Gloria in her garden. So I see this is something we did after June. So I want to introduce the idea again, saying you guys would like to do it again, and when can we do it?
What is that you want to do?
Remember we came, each of us brings
I
food.
thought you was going to talk about the bees.
Oh, no business now. We talk, remember we all met, everybody brings something, we sit, we talk after June. So that's what I'm talking about. Nice afternoon, we get together and we talk about what's happening in the summer, what we want to do in a non-official way. Okay? It's not a formal meeting, we just got all of us, what's the word? Some people may say fellowship together.
Well, you can tell me a date and time and we can
All right,
put that together.
let's decide about it at the next meeting in June, since we don't have too many people there, so we'll make sure we get everybody. So I definitely will bring my 2 Haitian parties anyway.
Bring them patties.
That's right.
They're good.
I'll be here.
They're good.
That's right. Come on down.
Yes. Since we do not have any resolution of what they intend to send, I think we basically have exhausted the agenda. Hopefully by next June, what I would urge people, come and propose activities so we can vote on it and send it to the executive board. It's also good if you have a budget with it, we'll solve it and they'll see what they can do to get it done. Okay. So I will reach out to the other liaison and tell them about that. If you think of an activity, tell me what it is, come tell the community, let's put it on a plan, send the budget to the district manager, and then they'll see what we can do to get it done,
Okay.
okay? Are they in your business? I don't think there's none. Any in your business? So, motion to adjourn is in order. Somebody move?
I first in the time.
You move it, I second.
See second. So I want to thank you for attending. I just want to apologize the fact this meeting was made on a short notice.
Yeah.
Hopefully next next month we'll meet on our regular time, the second Thursday. And then we can decide next year which, I like the first Thursday, but we're still officially on second Thursday. So I would say meeting adjourned at 20 p.m. Thank you everyone, thank you for being here. Okay.
Okay. Very nice to meet everyone.
It was very nice meeting you.
And I would say